Treat better people than they treat you.
It's a beautiful night and the air smells so fresh, so I decide to take the long way home. I casually stroll through the neighborhood, taking in the sights and sounds of a suburban city with low crime rate and wide, walkable sidewalks at night.
Just deal with it, Stacy. It's gonna happen.
As I approach the bar, I can hear patrons inside cheering. Oh, I bet the game is on. I wonder if my team is playing tonight. A drop of water hits my head, and now it's lots of drops of water. It's pouring rain. Maybe I should wait this out inside.
Do you ever, like... Never mind. I was about to have an existential crisis.
Don't do that.
Last night I was, like, in my head being like, I just want to help people.
Oh, no.
And the guy I was with was like, it's fine.
Don't you ever just wonder if anything you do matters and if you're making a difference in anyone's life? Yeah?
He was like...
Is it that?
And he's like eating chicken wings like, what?
I order a beer from the bar and settle in. It turns out my team isn't playing tonight, but I can certainly enjoy the game regardless. The bar is unusually crowded, and the feeling of camaraderie over a shared love for the game makes me smile. Sports are nice. I look over into the corner and spot none other than Mary, sitting alone and in the corner, nursing a cocktail.
Oh, this must be the extension of his date, so we understand what the marriage situation is.
I was just about to say that.
Ah.
It was literally like...
Do you ever wonder if we're psychically linked?
I think... Well, no, remember we share the uterus connection.
Yeah, but I also think... Because you know how sometimes we think of each other and then we call each other?
Yes!
I think that, like...
You guys, there have been times where we've tried to call each other and been unable to get through because the other person was calling at the same time.
I know, it's really weird. So it's like, I don't think psychic powers actually work, but you know how, like, twins can sense, like, when something wrong is going on?
Yeah.
I think there's, like, a subconscious, like, calculation going on for, like... people you're close to, and that's why you always end up thinking about them at the same time, because the way your brains work, you've spent so much time together, they end up thinking of the same things, but when you're in other places.
Like at roughly the same time in different locations.
Yeah, so technically the psychicness exists, but in like a way that makes sense.
Yeah, that's like, kind of a cool way to think about it.
That's like my personal theory. Like if you spend enough time with someone, you do get psychically linked, but it's not psychic in that way. It's like your brain, the way your brains like think of things and stuff
like
end up being...
It has like a scientific explanation.
So it's like magic, but like science magic.
Yeah.
But it's my personal theory. I'm obviously not a scientist, but... And that's why I think like twins can always tell when the other one's in danger, because like...
Yeah.
They know where the twin's going, and they just are like, something doesn't feel right, you know?
Something about her seems different this time. Now that she's by herself and not hanging off some younger guy, she looks so sad.
Maybe she doesn't get the attention she needs from Joseph.
It's possible. It's possible that he mostly hangs out with the kids, you know? A pang of guilt shoots through me. Does she know? Is this because of me? Am I a homewrecker?
Does our character think that we're...
like? We need to let this play out. Say hi. I decide to go say hello. I walk over to her booth. She doesn't look up. This seat taken? She still doesn't look up. I take a seat anyways, and she finally notices me.
I would not have the guts to just sit down anyway. You.
Okay, this was maybe not the best idea. Hey!
Having fun with your new best friend, Joseph? Oh, she's smiling, though.
Is that a smile? He's great.
I'm so glad. I'm happy for you, too.
Mary, I'm not...
I'd never accuse you of anything uncouth, Todd. You're just having an innocent, very platonic time with my husband. A supportive friendship.
Oh, God.
You're a good friend, aren't you? I'm there when he needs me.
Yeah, I'm there when he needs me, Mary. Oh, fuck! That's not unlike some other people in his life.
Like, we don't know her situation,
That's
Todd.
such a rude thing to say.
Like, you don't know what the situation is. I feel like that's a mistress right now.
That's not what I would have said.
I feel like
if I had known the way the rest of that was going to play out.
So you're an expert on my marriage now?
It doesn't take an expert to see that you two are miserable.
Oh no, he might not like that we're talking shit to his wife.
I'm not trying to be an expert on your marriage. I'm just trying to be there for my friend, okay?
Oh, you're there for him. I see how you look at him. I bet you're there for him a lot.
She takes a long sip of her drink. This was a mistake.
Maybe she's jealous of the emotional adult attention that he gives Todd and not to her, because I feel like she wants an adult time with her husband and she's not getting it. You know?
I don't know.
You know, you're not really his type. I'm surprised.
Mary pays her tab and strides right out of Jim and Kim's without looking back.
I don't want to assume, but has he cheated on her before or what?
I have no idea. See,
maybe did they go on crazy three-way bisexual three-ways when they're younger?
Here's the thing is that, like, we're trying to read into this situation that we do not have nearly enough information about.
I feel like I'm not trying to read into it. I'm trying to figure out what the situation is. But
there's no figuring out to do. We don't have any answers.
I know. I just wish we could have, like, a conversation, you know, where we're like, hey, what's the deal?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's been a long day. I'm just about ready to pack it in. After a few bites of ice cream from the freezer, I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. I wonder if Amanda's still awake. That kid needs some sleep. As I pass her room, I hear a faint sound, but can't quite make out what it is. I get a little closer. Is she crying? I knock gently on the door. Hey, Amanda? The crying immediately stops.
Not right now.
Her voice sounds strained. She sniffles. I need to make sure she's okay. I open the door. In the dark, I can see Amanda's outline in the middle of her bed, knees hugged up against her body. Is everything okay?
So, I, fucked up one of the video files. So, we were going on different dates than when the video files got messed up. But Amanda's storyline still goes on. So, the dates are new to us, but we saw part of Amanda's storyline.
Yes,
just
so we've seen this part of the storyline before.
We'll let you know when we get to the part where we don't know what's happening anymore. But those dates, we didn't know what was going to happen. No, but we'll let you know when we do know.
Joseph.
Huh?
Yeah.
So the Joseph date, we'll let you know when we get to a date we've already done.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
No.
Leave her alone.
No, I remember we said, did something happen?
Yeah, and she gets mad at us, remember? Alright, I'll leave you be. I back out of the room and close the door gently behind me. She immediately starts crying again.
I really feel like the right choice is to ask her.
Well, we don't know, though. We haven't...
I know, but hold on.
Do you remember... You remember what happens, right? We end up having to... Okay. Alright. Did something happen?
No, nothing happened. Go away.
Amanda.
Get out.
Okay. I quickly leave her room and shut the door behind me. Once the door closes, I can hear her crying again.
I'm cheating. Leave her alone. Alright, let me be.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna keep crying. It's a matter of, how...
Alright, so...
Wow, I have no idea what has her so upset. She seemed totally normal. I feel awful just leaving her to cry, but I also get the feeling that if I tried to do anything else, it would have only made her more upset. I can't stop mentally cycling through all sorts of awful things that she could be dealing with right now. More than anything, I just want her to be happy and safe. I have a hard time falling asleep, but when I finally do, I'm still thinking about Amanda. After a long night of very little sleep, I roll out of bed and make myself a pot of coffee. Amanda should be up for school soon. Maybe she'll be willing to talk about whatever's bothering her.
I think it's cool that this game, it's not only about, dating dads, but it's also about the special relationship between him and his daughter. And, I don't know, I guess maybe it's going to make a lot of kids be like, maybe I shouldn't call my dad, a cum dumpster anymore.
What?
You know, when you yell at your dad.
Why would you call your dad a cum dumpster?
I don't know. It was just the first insult that came to my mind.
I feel like there are so many other insults that you would probably go to first before you pull out the sexual insults.
I'm sorry. It was the first thing that came to mind. I was trying to make a point and I just said cum dumpster. No, I've never called my dad a cum dumpster.
I'm going to bring this up the next time I see your dad.
You've never seen my dad.
What?
Wait, have you ever seen my dad?
I've met your dad a bunch.
Oh, yeah. Sure, bring it up to my dad. I'm sure he's going to think you're a normal person that he totally wants his daughter to hang out with.
About 10 minutes before she's supposed to leave, Amanda comes out of her room and makes a beeline for the freezer. Morning, Amanda.
Morning.
She drops a frozen waffle into the toaster and slams the freezer door. She won't look at me. Yikes. So, anything big going on at school today?
No.
Okay. Do you need a ride to school?
No.
Want some coffee? Amanda pulls the toaster lever up, takes her still freezer burned waffle out before it's finished cooking.
I have to go.
Amanda picks up her bag and storms out. Oh, okay. I haven't seen her act like this in a long time. It's usually short-lived, but it always hurts. Hopefully this blows over and things are back to normal soon. I sit back at the kitchen table and look at a picture of Amanda and I hanging on the wall. In it, I'm teaching her to ride a bike. Her face is a mixture of excitement and pure, unadulterated fear. I remember how determined she was. Every time she would fall off and scrape her knees, I would get up and try it. She would get up and try it again. Finally, I had to stop her because she was bleeding everywhere. Then she started to cry because she didn't think she needed bandages and wanted to keep trying. As I put the bike away, she just stood in the middle of the street and screamed. Then I took her for ice cream and it was like nothing even happened. After giving it a bit of thought, I decide that if I force her to talk about it, I'm only going to make things worse. But I have an idea. I start rummaging around for ingredients. I hear Amanda walk in the door. Instead of heading for the kitchen like she usually does, she makes a beeline to her room. She's clearly trying to avoid me. Hey, Pumpkin?
What?
Can you come here for a sec? There's a moment of silence.
Yeah.
I wanted to say sorry about last night. I'm just worried about you, kiddo. I get scared when I know something's wrong, and I get even more scared when I feel like I can't do anything about it.
Dad,
So, just whatever it is, and you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but whatever it is, just know that you have a dad in your corner who wants you to be happy. Honey, you know I'm bad with words, so I was hoping I could speak a language we both understand. I pull a cake out of the refrigerator and place it on the table. Hopefully the frosting has set by now. Ta-da!
Dad.
It took me a really long time because I ran out of red frosting somewhere around sad and had to start over and...
This is beautiful.
It's strawberry. Amanda gives me a big old hug. I grab some plates and forks and serve us up some delicious cake.
So, it's really stupid.
What is?
This whole thing, I know I've been really weird lately, and there's just... I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like I might have to make you a chart.
I'm listening. Do you want me to take notes?
I guess I should start from the top. So, you know how Emma R. is going to that fancy art school in California, right?
Emma R. The other one?
I guess you're not technically wrong.
It's good to have fallbacks like that one.
Anyway, ever since she's got the acceptance letter, I've been feeling like she's drifting away, you know? And she's been spending a lot more time with Grace and Emma P. I just thought it was all in my head for a while, but then I found out Rosie M. that both of the Emmas, Grace and Noah, all went to a party at Mackenzie F's on the same night. They all told me they were busy studying for Calc AB final.
Yikes.
So, after an important piece of information is, God, this is embarrassing. I have a crush on Noah, and, that's a thing.
What? Whoa, I had no idea. I definitely didn't know that. Okay.
You're a bad liar.
So are you.
I learned from the worst. anyway, the only person I told about the crush was Emma R, and she promised not to tell anybody. I didn't confront them about the party thing because I didn't want to start drama, so I just kept it quiet and keep going on my business.
Amanda sighs.
And then one day I invited everybody to go to get nachos at the mall, and after not texting me back for like 2 hours, even though none of them ever put their phones down for more than 60 seconds, they all say they're busy, like, simultaneously. So I tell them, never mind, I'll just eat nachos at home, right? But we were out of chips, and I really, really wanted nachos.
Totally understandable.
Aww. So I go to the mall anyway. I go to the food court, and who do I see there but Grace, Emma P, Emma R, and Noah, all hanging out together and eating nachos without me.
What?
It gets better. I'm standing there by the escalators watching them, and I realize that Noah has his arms around Emma R, which is kind of weird, right? But then they kiss.
No.
Yes, I know. So I storm over there, and I'm like, hey. And Grace drops a nacho on her shirt because of course she does, and Emma R just, like, glares at me.
Grace. Nothing is coming up. I don't know who that is. Grace is the gossipy one or boring one?
Well, yeah, but that's not the important part. Grace is the one nobody really likes, or I guess that's me now. But anyway, nobody will say anything, and I'm just like, you guys suck, which I realize is not the most eloquent things to say, but I was very angry and really embarrassed, and I just wanted to get out of there. No, you said the right thing. That's, like, pretty concise. You guys suck.
You suck.
You didn't, like, stay there and scream or anything. You just go up there, fucking Grace has cheese on her shirt. What? AG snoring?
Yeah.
You just love it when he snores, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, he's just so loud. I wasn't sure if I should maybe move him.
No, he's not loud, Stacy.
Okay.
But, you know, it could have gone a lot worse. Just go up there and be like, you guys suck. Bye. And they go, oh, no. We're like, no, I have to go. I have things to do.
I feel like it could have been way worse.
I know. I think she did it right.
Yeah.
So I left, without nachos, might I add, which only further contributed to the shitty day, and immediately drafted a super long text to the group chat asking them why they've been so weird. And I wrote another one to MR, asking how long the Noah thing's been going on, and... Sorry, I know that's a lot. Are you still following?
What did MRR say?
Okay, get a load of this. MR says, you know what? Let me just read it to you.
Amanda pulls out her phone and reads, word for word, an arduously long string of text messages.
Can you believe that?
I cannot believe that. I care so much about Amanda's social life and mental well-being, but man, do I not understand what she's talking about. This is all beyond me, but I am trying my hardest to be supportive. So I know that we already played through this, but even the first time we played it, I was kind of like, this is not that hard to follow.
Well, but we're both girls. We're both women.
I know.
It's like...
But here's the thing is that, like...
First of all, Emma R., she's a real bee.
First of all, when you care about somebody else, like, you find a way to make these things, like...
Well, I think he is making it make sense. It's just... God, teenagers are the worst. If you're a teenager and you feel the way she feels right now... If you're a teenager,
according to Mari, you're the worst.
No, I'm saying if you're a teenager and you feel like everything sucks, it's
Mari
because everybody else sucks.
It's because Mari hates you.
All right, they're going to hear that and really think that.
Please write to her on Tumblr and tell her...
How problematic I am?
Yeah.
I really love it when people do that. Well, no, but seriously, when people say things that, like, actually are, like, constructive criticism, like, hey, when you said this, you accidentally sounded like, I don't know, homophobic. Like, that's super helpful. When people just send me nasty messages, you're not... A, you're not helping anything. B, you're not changing anything because I don't know what to change. You're just yelling at me.
Yeah.
If you give me constructive feedback, I always listen.
Like, hey, when you say this, it sounds like you're saying this, so maybe, like, say this instead, or, like, here's, like, a correction, or, like, whatever other information you need. But when you
sending
just say,
me a message just anonymously saying that I'm problematic, you know that, like, you're the problem, right? Like, you're straight up, like, I don't feel bullied, but I'm very sure that you do this to other people who are younger than me and are probably kids. And guess what, asshole? You're the problem.
Yeah. And I think what we're both just trying to say is that, like, teenagers, like...
are the worst.
This whole time, like, where everybody's trying to, like, socially and, like, mentally figure out, like, what they're doing, everything that Amanda's going through right now, like, people can just be so mean.
Yeah, what Amanda's going through, a lot of people go through, and it's because teenagers are the fucking worst, and Emma R. is a huge B, and, like, sometimes teenagers just do that, and they don't even know that they're being awful. Does that make sense?
And I mean, I think part of it is also because high school is this really unique situation where you're, like, trapped in the same place with all of the same people, whereas, like, when you're an adult,
and, like, social status means so much to people,
whereas, like, people don't really care about that as much after you leave. And, like, for instance, like, as an adult,
and the people who still do care about this stuff
can you let me finish?
Sorry.
And, like, as an adult, like, if one of us, like, hangs out with somebody who's, like, a total jerk, you're like, okay, I'll just never hang out with them again. Yeah. Whereas, like, in high school, you may not have that option to just, like, get the fuck away from people. And in college, everybody is usually, well, I mean, at least when I went, like, most people are usually more worried about, like, like, themselves and figuring out their own shit than, like, being in everybody else's face. So it usually cuts down on high school drama bullshit. But, yeah. So,
anyway, the solution to this is to replace Emma R's face wash with something oily.
Wait, what?
So she gets pimples?
Oh.
Like, put, like, I don't know.
No, you put Nair in the shampoo bottle.
No, too far. Too far. That's too permanent.
It's not permanent.
Her hair will fall out.
Hair grows back.
I know, but all her hair just falling out?
Yeah.
It burning?
Yeah.
Too far.
It doesn't burn.
Don't fuck with steel. It never burns.
No, it doesn't.
Not all of us have a vagina of steel like you, okay? You're literally putting ammonia on your hair.
Have you used Nair any time recently?
No.
Yeah.
But anyway, that would totally fuck up their hair. No, that's too far. Just put, like, something gross in their face wash so they break out.
Yeah, so maybe don't use Nair, but you can cut it off with scissors in their sleep.
Oh, that's crazy. Don't do that.
I have a friend that happened to.
What?
Yeah, they cut.
That's why you think it's acceptable.
No,
it's crazy.
No. Like my friend, girls did that to her.
What? How old was she?
In her 20s.
Did she cut their faces and carve her name into their boobs?
It was really horrible. It was one of the girls that I was in treatment with.
This was at place?
Yeah.
At the place?
Not at the same place. Different place, but same thing.
I would lose it. I'd be like, I get that you guys are all going through problems and dealing with it, but this is unacceptable. Your faces are mine now. And I would cut their faces.
And I mean, I don't mean to, like, make...
And it's not even about losing my hair. It's just about, like, what the fuck is your problem?
And I don't really want to make light of it too much because, like, when people bully people that badly, like, she ended up committing suicide later. So, yeah.
Give me their names.
So this is why
Give me their fucking names.
I'm saying people can be horrible to each other.
And she was in her 20s, and this was at a residential treatment?
They didn't do it at the treatment. That's why she was in treatment.
Oh, that's why she was in treatment? Because she was bullied so badly?
Yeah.
When she was in her 20s?
Yeah.
Who are these people? What are their names?
I don't know.
Put them on the Let's Play. I'm so mad. It's, like, funny, but I'm, like, so angry right now.
It was really sad.
What the fuck? In their 20s?
Yeah.
They're too old for that. That just means that they're bad people forever.
Yeah.
Like, once you're in your 20s, like, you can do some bad shit, but doing high school, why? What, did they have a reason?
No, she was just, like, I mean, I don't want to get into, like, too much of it, but let's just say, like, there were the girls that did...
I'm not saying she did anything to deserve it. I just want to know what their logic is.
But I just want to say, I mean, like, their logic was basically, like, we don't like her. Because she had like emotional issues but it wasn't like It wasn't like, oh, like she killed one of their dogs and so they cut off her hair. It was like, oh, this girl has emotional problems and so it makes her like act kind of strange sometimes. And so they thought they would be like really mean and horrible. And when she fell asleep one time, they like cut off.
Where was this, in high school, in college? Like where?
This was in college.
Then they cut off her hair?
Yeah.
How long was her hair? How short did they cut it?
Her hair was like long.
Uh-huh.
And they cut it off like up around her head.
That's assault.
Yeah.
What did the school do?
I don't know.
I'm so mad. I can't believe that happened to somebody.
Yeah.
Like, in high school, at least, like, you know, children don't have, like, emotional... They're in their 20s. They should have known better.
So, yeah, I just want to be clear that when I jokingly say to nair off your friend's hair if they do something bad to you, I don't mean it.
Yeah, don't do it. I'm really upset.
Yeah.
By this... I just... And there's nothing I can do about it. It's already been happened. Long ago. And she died. Oh, God.
It was really
so
sad.
So mad. Anyway, so from this point forward, if you hear somebody say, let's bully someone, instead of going along with it, cut their face and say, now every day, you're going to know I did this to you.
You know.
No, don't do that. But it's just like, that's my automatic reaction. I want to, like, carve my initials into their chest.
The bullying thing is like, I know we're getting kind of off topic here, but the bullying thing is like so tough because I know that like people
bully for their own fucked up reasons, but if you're in your 20s, it's too late.
I know that people bully for their own fucked up reasons, and I also know that like there's no way those girls thought to themselves like, oh, like if we do this to this girl, like that will contribute to, you know, probably
her
contribute
dying.
to a mental spiral and she'll eventually commit suicide. Like obviously that's not what they were thinking, but it's like, you know.
Okay. There's gonna be a trigger warning for this episode, but like,
yeah.
I remember talking to this guy, and like, he was my friend's friend, and we were like, just Josh and I was like, yeah, I used to like bully this, like make fun of this kid in college, and like, we did all this stuff with him, and then he ended up in the hospital because he tried to kill himself, and I was like,
whoa.
I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, it was so funny. I was like, that's not funny.
I don't understand how
you almost killed him. And he's like, it's not my fault he tried to kill himself. I was like, yeah, technically it's not, but you know you did, and now you're laughing about it. You're an asshole. And he's like, I don't need to be talked to like this. And I was like, okay, bye. Like, leave. And then the other person who was in the conversation was like, goodbye.
Yeah. I don't really understand how people like think shit like that is funny.
He thought it was funny, and like none of the people in the conversation thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And then, of course, my friend who was friends with him was like, I guess I just, like, never realized it wasn't funny. I was like, don't be his friend anymore. You can't control him. I'm friends with him. I'm like, yes, I can. I'm not friends with you. Bye! Like...
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be friends with somebody who proudly talks about that, like...
About, like...
almost killing someone.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
And, you know, obviously, we can't, like, control what the people in our life do, but...
You don't have to be friends with people who are assholes.
You don't have to be friends with people who are assholes. And also, sometimes the way to get people to stop being that way, like, it takes a friend, somebody who they respect, to step in and be like, hey, buddy, like, you're being a jerk.
And then it also sometimes, the best way to help them is to not be their friend anymore, because you're kind of enabling them by being their friend. Like, you can't just sit there and try and change your friend. Sometimes the best thing you can do, if they're a real asshole, don't take this too far and be like, you cheated on math test, I can't be your friend anymore. No, be like, you bullied someone, it's not funny, I'm not your friend anymore.
Yeah.
And then they just, like, fucked up.
Ooh.
Also, take screenshots of everything all the time.
Oh, this took a turn.
Things you need to do. This is what I do, because people for a while were claiming I did things that I didn't, so I started just taking screenshots of every little fight I had for this channel. And then I keep them in a folder, so when people are like, you did this, I'm like, really? What's this?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
This is all beyond me, but I'm trying my hardest to be supportive.
They were dating in secret for, like, months. Why were they dating in secret?
Because they didn't want to tell her, probably.
So I told her that she's being a really terrible friend, and she's like, well, if you think I'm so terrible, then just stop being my friend. And I was like, okay. And she left me on read, and then...
Wait, left me on read? What's that?
Oh, like, she saw my message and didn't reply. I know because there are read receipts.
I don't know what read receipts are, but I'm just gonna nod and pretend I understand. Gotcha.
So while this is all happening, I'm talking to Emma P. and about how mad I am because she at least being kind of reasonable. I'm venting to her about how pissed I am at everybody and stuff. And then out of nowhere, Noah texts me and is like, how could you say that about me? And I was like, what about you? And he tells me that Emma's P sent screenshots of everything I told her to the group chat and I got kicked out of it. So
all her friends are awful?
This happens a lot in high school. These double, triple crosses.
Double, triple cross.
Double, triple crosses. It's fucking messed up. High school's Game of Thrones shit. Like, fuck.
All right. I think you lost me at screenshots, but that definitely sounds bad.
There's so much more, but honestly, it's all just really stupid teenager stuff. The bottom line is that everybody dropped me. Half of my grade hates me, and now I have no friends. That's, like, traumatic to happen to you.
Yeah.
Where everybody hates you. That has to be... Well, it doesn't have to be. It is the worst.
Amanda, I'm so sorry.
I almost expected it from somebody else, but... Emma R. has been there since Dad died. I can't believe she would just stab me in the back like that. I'm not even that mad that she's dating Noah. I'm just upset that she lied to me about it for so long. Ooh, when I was, like, in freshman year, me and my freshman year boyfriend broke up. And
Mari's wiggling next to the microphone. So if you hear some feedback
I'm a
noises,
wiggler. I can't not wiggle.
You never used to have this problem.
Yeah, I did. I move around all the time. They found out the password to my AIM, which is AOL Instant Messenger, and logged onto it and pretended to be me and talked to my ex-boyfriend and told him, like, I was being a huge slut. And, like, boys would okay, this is, like, something they would think of because they're idiots. They were like, yeah, guys line up to touch my tits. And I'm like,
oh my God.
And I had no idea. I didn't have a fucking clue this happened.
Yeah.
Until, like, months later when he was like, yeah, you, like, told me all this weird shit. I was like, what are you talking about? That never happened.
So.
It was those two bitches. Friends.
I didn't have anybody do that, but I did have my boyfriend lied to all his friends and said that we were sleeping together and that we were, like, having all these threesomes, and I was still a virgin.
Oh, you want to know why they did it? It's because I started dating my, like, neighbor who they liked too, and I specifically asked, like, hey, are you cool with, like, me, like, dating, whatever? And then a week later, they're like, you're ruining the neighborhood and all the friendships because you're dating Pete. You have to break up with him. And I was like, okay, I guess.
Oh, my God.
I have to do it. Because I wanted them to be my friends again. And then, of course, they weren't my friends after that.
Yeah.
So, whatever. That's right, A and C. You know, if you're listening to this, you know who you are. You're bitches. You're bad people. I'm sure you're different people than you were when you were 13, but you're not forgiven. I don't forgive you, A and C.
Amanda stabs at the remnants of her cake.
Why is it still upsetting me to this day? Something that happened to me when I was 13.
I could bring up a lot of different times where, like, people did stuff like that to me. I can bring up a time when I was 7 when somebody made fun of me, and I still remember it because they were making fun of me for being fat. And I still remember.
This is why I say all children should be killed.
Yeah. which is really dumb. Well, but here's the thing, like, that I think made it even, like, not that I'm saying being called fat is, like, ever okay. Like, people should be kind to each other. But I think what really fucked me up about it is that, like, I was actually, like, a pretty scrawny, lanky kid.
But they made you think.
Yes.
And also your mom wasn't helping with that, so it was, like,
no.
compounded. It probably validated a fear or some shit.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Okay, I take it back. I'm kind of mad she's dating Noah. Like, what did I do wrong? Why did everybody just suddenly decide I'm not cool anymore? Why am I so mad about what happened to me when I was 13?
No, we're moving on.
Okay. Why wasn't I enough? I don't understand. As mad as I am at everyone, like, I miss them, Dad.
Amanda looks so dejected that I almost can't take it. What could I possibly say to help?
Hey, man, at least you're almost done with high school and you get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And everyone's gonna realize what a bitch Emma P is.
No, they won't.
When she goes to college?
No.
Because she's gonna still be a bitch there.
They're all gonna go their separate ways and they're never gonna talk to each other.
Yeah, but she's gonna keep acting like that in college.
But I'm saying none of them are ever gonna talk to each other ever again.
But in the wide scale of things, Emma R is going to go to college and she's going to be acting the same way and everyone's going to be like, what the fuck is your problem? And then she's going to get her just desserts. Anyway, that's it. That's the whole sordid tale. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more hot gossip.
Wow.
I know it's pretty dumb.
It's not dumb.
No, it's a stupid thing to be upset. No, it's not stupid.
Not stupid. Amanda, your feelings are real. Don't ever be mad at yourself for having feelings.
And also, this sounds like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
If this happened to me now, I would lose my mind.
You are losing your mind.
Oh, yeah. But, you know what I mean. I would set everything on fire. Except for AJ. He's the only pure thing. I guess.
Unless you've secretly been a robot who's been approximating human feelings this whole time.
Dad, if I was a robot, I would have transformed into a monster truck a long time ago.
But seriously, I know you probably don't want advice, but I feel like it's my duty as a dad to bestow upon you a few nuggets of fatherly wisdom. Real friends don't do that. When you get older, you start realizing the sort of people you want to associate yourself with. Do you really want to surround yourself with people who would do something like that to their friend? It takes a lot of work to find and maintain meaningful relationships. It took me a long time to figure that out myself, and I wish I had learned it sooner. If the other person isn't putting the effort in to show you how much they care, it's not worth it. I didn't get to finish that.
Sorry.
Ultimately, I think this says way more about their character than it does about yours, because you're amazing. And if they can't see that, then, well, that's their problem.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, when people, tease and bully and stuff like that, that only really reflects poorly on the bully. It doesn't really mean anything about the victim, you know?
Yeah.
Did we just eat that whole cake?
Yes. We did just eat that whole cake.
Well, good talk. Amanda gets up to go to her room. Before she closes her door, she turns around.
Hey, Pops.
Yes?
Thank you.
You are always welcome. Love you, Amanda.
Thank you, Dad.
Try not to make assumptions about people.
You got dads.
Matt?
Yeah, sure.
Sleep is important. Make sure you're getting enough. Matt Saya.
Instead of messaging the guy, why don't I just walk over and grab some coffee? I'm feeling really sluggish today anyway. Amanda! Amanda sticks her head out of her room.
Father.
Want to go to the coffee spoon?
Oh, so you can get called cool once and now you're... Oh, so you get called cool once and now you're the cool dad who hangs out at coffee shops and listens to neo-jazz and stuff?
Amanda.
Are you going to bring your laptop and your leather-bound journal so you can work on your poetry anthology?
Hell yeah! Look, honey, do you want me to buy you coffee or not?
Let me grab my laptop and my leather-bound journal.
Amanda and I make the short walk over to the coffee spoon. The place is quiet today, just a few people hanging out and reading books in the cozy little nooks. I walk up to the counter and I see a familiar, pierced face. Do you know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Pablo reminds me of, Marina, the squid girl from...
Splatoon?
Yeah.
You're a kid now. You're a squid now. You're a kid now. You're a squid now.
I don't know.
You're a kid now.
No,
You're
but
a squid now.
do you know she's the one that's the DJ? She's the tentacle one.
I'm not super into Splatoon.
I'm not either, but the art is all over Tumblr. You literally can't have.
Yeah, I've seen it. I just don't really pay attention to it. Like their hair is squid.
Yeah.
Hey, you were the dude I yelled at a bunch the other night.
Amanda casts a sideways glance at me. He tried to sell me shirts.
And who might you be, miss?
Aww.
This is my daughter, Amanda, the person I am a father to and am very protective of.
An honor to make your acquaintance. My name is Pablo. Did I mention that I make witch house music? I wouldn't call witch house music, but okay.
Dad.
A piercing blow to my ego, though not one that I will dissuade my need to impress you.
My innate dad senses tingle. I am overwhelmed with a fatherly protective energy. I must do something to protect my child.
Reappropriate lines from Taken.
Listen here, Pablo. I have a very specific set of skills to, I can type pretty fast for people my age. If you so much as harm a hair on my daughter's head, I'll be coming for you at a comfortable 80 words per minute after I practice a little.
Dad. Todd!
Matt comes out from washing dishes in the back room to meet Amanda and I.
I wasn't prepared for this. I wasn't prepared for the full Monty of Matt.
He and I high five as fellow cool people do.
I see you met my newest employee. At your service, although I'm only here until
Vacant Veil.
cross V triangle C triangle ANT Veil cross starts their world tour.
When's that?
Well, we have to put out a record first. All right, Pablo. Now what do we do with customers again? Right, yes.
Pablo clears his throat.
Hello, good folk of Maple Bay. Can I interest you in a tasty caffeinated beverage? A smashing pumpkin spice latte, please. A classic. And you? Father John.
Americano football. Americano football, please.
I feel like we should have done a music pun.
Sure.
Our coffee is as strong as that band's feelings. Good choice.
I don't get it.
Oh, America. Oh, is a sport, but it's also this emo band that made a good album and then waited over a decade and then made another good album. And their music was very sad, sometimes featured sad trumpets. And I'm over explaining the joke again.
All of his drinks are music puns.
Ah, coming right up.
Pablo gets to work making our drinks while Matt observes him.
He'll get the hang of it. For as goofy as a dude as he is, Could works hard.
Hey man, that concert was a lot of fun. We should hang out again.
Hell yes. I'm actually going to be done training Pablo in a couple hours and is going to go record shopping. Want to come along?
Absolutely. Pablo brings us our drinks and Amanda buries herself in her laptop. I spend my time sipping my drink and cracking jokes with Matt.
You know what movie I saw recently is Deathgasm.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
It's so good. It's from New Zealand. And it's about these dudes who start like a death metal band.
Mm-hmm.
And then they accidentally summon the devil. And they have to fight demons.
Is it a comedy or is it a serious movie?
It's like a horror comedy.
Oh, cool.
They have to fight people. There's this one part where they're stuck in a room with his religious aunt and uncle, but they're possessed by demons and they're trying to find weapons because they assume that Christians have guns.
Yeah.
But they only find really big sex toys, so they have to fight them with the sex toys.
Oh my god, that sounds awesome.
And they have to kill him with the sex toys, but they're not working, so he has to run off and get a chainsaw and chainsaw them to death.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's Deathgasm. I think it's on Netflix.
Last time we hung out, he told me he had trouble hanging out with other people, but for some reason he and I can talk and joke like old buds. It's weird. I feel really comfortable around him. Once Matt feels comfortable leaving Pablo on his own, I say goodbye to Amanda and we start walking to the record store.
Have you ever been here before?
No, I mean, we have a record player sitting in the living room, but all I have are 2 copies of Frampton Comes Alive.
Oh, this should be fun. We're gonna find you something good.
The walls of the store are packed with posters, artwork, stickers, and records. A few people mill around, flipping through milk crates of albums. Some indie band is playing through the speakers. It's a nice vibe.
So,
why do people still buy records? Isn't it kind of outdated at this point?
God, Todd, it's like you don't even know that records have a better fidelity to sound or something. Idiot!
Hey.
There's a lot of people who try to tell you that vinyl sounds warmer or more true to the artist's intent, but really I think it's just nice to collect records.
Yeah, some people just kind of like having the physical thing.
It's cool that in this day and age we have just about every song ever created available instantaneously on our phones, but there's something about holding an album, getting to see the artwork in your hands that I'll always love. That's why I try to get as many of the records I love in physical form as possible.
Remember when we were kids and would have to wait around by the radio with a cassette tape so that we could record our favorite songs?
It made each listen really special, and mixtapes are even cooler because of how much work they took.
Now you just make a playlist. I think the last time someone gave me a real mixtape was in high school. I look around the multi-level record store and spot some genres. Future wave, jungle, and
Anarcho-pop.
Anarcho-punk. Nunsploitation.
What?
I have no idea where to even start.
What the fuck is nunsploitation?
Man, this is a little overwhelming.
Here, let me help you find something you might like. If you were a milkshake, what flavor would you be?
Strawberry.
Hey.
If you could only buy one type of candle scent for the rest of your life, what would it be? Power Violence Cherry Blossom. What's your favorite ambient sound?
Oh, Star Trek Bridge ambience.
That's actually a good one.
Yeah.
What's your dream vacation spot? My backyard? I don't know.
I don't know.
What's your deepest, darkest fear?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm reading some of these and it's just...
Oh no, this is the one that you don't like. What if nobody exists?
No.
This
I
universe?
can't even read that without like... But the top one I think is...
Stacey,
What?
think of it this way. Do you think I don't exist when you're not here? Because I'm pretty sure I remember existing when you're not here.
No, the top one is probably the worst one. I worry that people are nice to me only because they want something from me.
What would they want from you, Stacey?
No. It's not a rational fear. It's the fear of like nobody.
I know. I'm telling you.
It's the fear of like nobody actually likes me.
Yeah, it's weird because I always also think that even though I have people telling me every day, you guys are the greatest, I'm like, it's lies.
We suck. No, I think that all the time, and it's so weird because like.
Whoa. Saying you too when the waiter tells you to enjoy your food. That's the worst one. Matt thinks for a moment. Oh, I know just the thing.
Yeah.
Matt runs off to the other end of the store and returns holding a record behind his back. He shows it to me.
This is Trouble Will Find Me by The National. The National have owned their sad guy sound on album after album by this point, and they're all pros about feeling blue. The music is so amazing that I'm actually cheering you up. It's actually cheering you up.
Whoa, dude, thanks for the recommendation.
You're gonna have a great time with it, promise.
Matt and I bring our records to the cash register. A young girl with a septum ring, and a buzz cut stands behind the counter with one earbud in.
Usual stuff today, Matt. Just some light pickups.
Matt places 3 albums on the counter. Swear I'm Good at This by Diet Sig, Forever by Mystery Skulls, and Greatest Hills by Remo Drive.
Tight.
The cashier rings Matt up and hands back his albums in a bag. She stares at me suspiciously.
Who's the nerd? That nerd is my buddy Todd. Todd is this beacon of human charm is Molly. I got kicked out of art school for destroying my paintings at the end of every critique.
Lovely to meet you.
Anyway, Matt, is the open mic night still on? You know it. Are the Third Waves gonna do a special acoustic performance? I might see if I can get a few of the girls together.
There's an open mic night going on?
Yeah, dude. We do it every month in the Coffee Spoon. Some amazing talent always comes through. Got a flyer right here. You and Amanda should come by that night.
Matt blushes.
I mean, if you're not doing anything...
Will Vacant Veil be playing?
If only.
I finished paying for my record and we head out of the store. Man, what a trip down memory lane. I haven't been in a record shop like that since Vans had shag carpeting.
Now that you mention it, isn't it strange to think of all those weird little musical memories?
How do you mean?
Well, I think music is a very time and place sort of thing. A song is important to me not only in that I think it sounds good, but where I was and what I was doing when I listened to it. There's music that reminds me of exes, of struggling through school, of being poor, that I don't know where my next meal was coming from. All that stuff. And listening to those songs reminds me of those moments in my life. Why? Why do you want that?
I know exactly what he's talking about.
I know what he's talking about, and I hate that. Yeah. I don't like doing it. You don't do that either. You're not allowed. Mari, I'm just sad today. Were you listening to sad music that reminds you of the darkest times of your life?
Sometimes it's not sad music. It's just music that, like, you remember from a very specific point in time, you know?
I know. There's certain songs I can't listen to.
Yeah.
Which is all the songs.
Yeah, now that I think of it, even the pop concert Amanda made me take her to is special to me. I mean, I'm not really a fan of the band, but hearing their songs on the radio reminds me of how young and excited Amanda was. And then, that even reminds me of a younger me going to see my favorite bands in concert with all my friends. We would always go to my friend Cynthia Chapman's house beforehand and smoke pot in her basement like we were so slick. Her parents definitely knew what we were doing. Wait, when was the last time you smoked pot? Matt stops and thinks for a moment.
It's been decades.
Dude, me too. Where do you even get pot now? Is that even what the kids call it these days?
I think you can get it from a dispensary from where they are. They're in Portland, right?
Yeah, we don't know what time period this. We don't know.
I don't know. But I bet I could find out. Do you want to get high and listen to our new records? What do you want to do?
I hate stuff like this in games because...
Where people bond over drugs?
Yeah, I hate it. I really do.
We don't have to do it then.
Well, but I just No. So, hold on. I just want to say one thing first, because it's not like... Okay, so it's not like I have anything against people that, like, smoke pot or, like, want to go get a drink. Mm-hmm. But I feel like often bonding together over it is used as shorthand for, like...
Let's just get high.
Closeness, you know? And, like, if somebody, like, said to you in real life, like, hey, do you want to go out and get a drink? And you said, oh, I don't drink, but yeah, I'll go with you. Like, theoretically, they would still be like, okay, sure.
Yeah, or why can't we just say, you can smoke, but I'm just going to... Well, actually, I don't know. Whatever.
You know
what do you want to do? All right, this is not... I don't know how to do, because we have people watching us, and I don't want kids to, like...
Well, just say no and see what he says. And if, like, it...
What?
Nah, man, I think I'm good.
It's a little juvenile, I guess. Let's go back to my place and listen to them. Oh, we don't have to. Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes, I guess the reason I was unsure is because sometimes when you turn down stuff like that...
I don't like it in games when you turn down drugs and people are like, well, I'm out then. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like where you turn down...
Like, you don't want to hang out with me sober? Like, the fuck's your problem, man?
Yeah. Matt and I walk back to the cul-de-sac and head into his house. I hope he isn't bummed about the no weed thing.
I mean, I think it was just one of those passing ideas, because if he hasn't had it in 2 decades, who cares?
Yeah. We sit and listen through the Diet Sig album that Matt bought, which is catchy as hell. I look around the room again and see photos of Carmencita growing up. I spot a young woman with a huge smile in one of the pictures with the two. Who's that?
Oh, that's Rosa. She was Carmencita's mother. She died when Carmencita was young.
I'm sorry to hear that. Amanda lost Alex at a young age, too. I can understand how hard that must have been. I look around again, spotting a framed Geek poster hanging on the wall. On it, there's an illustration of Matt and Rosa surrounded by flowers. The cursive lettering reads, Stillness the Dancing. Looks like they played the Soundgarden over a decade ago. Were you two in a band together?
Yeah. That was the reason I was touring so much when I was younger. We traveled the whole country in this rinky-dink little van. It was hard to start. You know what? I wonder if we agreed to smoke pot, we would just lay there and, like, laugh at cartoons instead of having a real conversation.
Yeah, that's possible. That's kind of an interesting thought.
It was hard to start, but once we started to gain started gaining notoriety and seeing how much our songs meant to kids, it was just incredible.
Wow, that seems like a life some people only dream of.
It was, and it was difficult at the time. I couldn't have done it without someone by my side. Rose and I knew that we couldn't do it forever. The long hours on the road, missing your family, sleeping in a van, all that stuff.
Man.
So once she became pregnant with Carmencita, we put down roots in our favorite town to play in. Right here. Since she was a kid, Rosa always had a dream to own a quiet little coffee shop. She died before it opened.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be.
I'm not really sure what to say. I couldn't possibly count the number of times I told people the same thing after Alex died.
Hey.
Matt gets up to flip the record. Next to the turntable, I spot a dusty piano.
Do you play? Oh, no, it's you. Sorry.
Do you play?
I'm out of practice.
I used to jam on the keys back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
I fronted the hottest 7-piece ska band that Eagle Rock Base High School had to offer.
Hey, yeah.
No way. You had a ska phase?
Phase? Ska never dies. Except for Scommunist Manifesto, who broke up after the senior talent show to pursue solo careers.
Dude, that's so rad.
Matt pulls out the piano bench.
Give me some of that two-tone love.
Oh man, let's see if I still got it. I sit down at the piano. Stick to your ska roots.
Anyway, Did you see anywhere Here's Wonderwall?
Yeah. Hey, I think I'm doing it. I'm playing ska. Wait, that was just smoke on the water. Matt, I've forgotten how to play.
The deep purple is always appreciated, nonetheless.
All right, buddy, can you top that?
I shouldn't.
Aw, come on.
No, it's been a long time. Probably the last time he played piano was
Probably
with his
really
wife.
sad, yeah.
His dead wife. I don't know what to do.
Let's drop it.
Are you sure that's the right choice?
I mean, yeah, we can push him if you want and see what he says. Matt, you just sat through a butchered version of Deep Purple Smoke on the Water. How much worse can it be? Matt stares at the piano for a second.
Okay. Ha-ha! See all those squirts?
Yep.
I'm a squirt master. You can quote me on that.
That's gross.
I'm, okay.
Matt closes his eyes and runs his fingers over the keys. He breathes in deep and starts playing a melody. If I didn't know that he hadn't played the piano in a long time, I would never have guessed it. Matt plays a soft, sweet tune filled with emotion. I've never heard this one before. Is this one of his original works? This is so cool. Matt finishes the song and finally opens his eyes.
How was that?
That was amazing.
Oh, it's nothing.
Come on, man. That was killer. Are you going to pull that out for the open mic night?
Oh, no. I never play at those.
Well, why not? You're really good.
It's just... I just don't do it anymore. I just don't like being up there and alone and having so many people stare at me. It doesn't feel fun anymore. Because you don't have a partner.
Then you shouldn't do it. I can sense that Matt's getting uncomfortable at the thought of it. I won't push him any further. Here's the thing. If something is not enjoyable to you, you have to make a decision for yourself, whether it's one of those, like, I want to push myself and get through this, or whether it's like, this is just not something I want to do anymore.
Yeah,
do you know?
Totally.
And either way is valid.
Thanks.
Matt and I sit and listen to more records until it gets late and I decide that I need to get to bed. Matt walks me to my door.
Night, dude.
I smile. Night. I walk inside and the house is dark, save for the sliver of light coming from beneath Amanda's door. I knock lightly on the door and enter Amanda's room. She's sitting at her desk with her camera editing photos. Hey, Amanda. Amanda swivels around in her chair to face me and slumps down. So, what's up?
Dad, I'm hungry.
What?
Wait, no.
Hi, hungry.
No!
I'm Dad!
Oh, God.
Amanda collapses on the floor.
I promised myself I'd never let it come to this.
Sorry, kiddo. You set it up, I spike it down.
You're a monster.
Want some spaghetti?
Yes, please.
Amanda and I boil pasta and heat up sauce in a pan. Well, I boil pasta and heat up sauce while Amanda watches. Despite my best efforts, I'm not able to set it on fire.
How was record collecting?
It was great. Did you know that Matt used to play in a band?
No way. Was he good?
I don't know if the band was good, but he played some piano for me tonight and it was amazing.
He played piano for you? Dude.
Yeah, I brought it up that he should play at the open mic night that's happening in his coffee shop, but he got kind of weird about it. Gee, I wonder why.
Hey, I saw a flyer for that. We should go.
It's not too late to start a father-daughter punk band and play a couple tunes there.
Yeah, let me break out my
Glockenspiel.
Glockenspiel. I think I only know hot cross buns, but we can work off the chord progression.
Amanda and I have a nice dinner before she goes back to her room to do photography stuff. Oh my god, I almost read that as pornography. Woo! I end up watching True Life, I'm a House Hunter. They're staging an intervention for the house hunter who's crying uncontrollably over the color of the walls. They know they can paint the walls of their house any color they want, right? Matt's song is stuck in my head all night.
That quirky lab assistant for NCIs just reminds me of you. The quirky lab assistant. Oh yeah, the goth one. She's dope.
There's always the quirky.
Yeah, I'll give that record another spin. Why not?
I wonder if we were like...
We didn't get enough squirts. That's why.
Well, yeah, but I wonder what,
We did. I'm sure everyone in the comments will let us know immediately.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, you didn't smoke weed, you're not cool.